After literally decades of faithful service, my Dremel 400 XPR has finally given up the ghost. I've used this thing on so many projects, countless Pinewood Derby cars, just home projects, working on anytime you need to cut a little piece of metal or shape something in a really regular shape. This has been my go-to tool. I used it on numerous projects. I can't fathom the loss that I'm feeling after having lost such a great tool. So I'm gonna probably be in the market for another one, but I'm gonna get the same thing because it's lasted me for so long and it's done so well. So to pay tribute to this workhorse in my workshop, I'm gonna take it apart. We're gonna strip it down and we're gonna find what makes it good. Why did it last so long? We're going to take it apart, and if you ever wanted to get to the inside of something, but you didn't ever want to take it apart because it works so good, this is the opportunity to check it out. So today we're going to disassemble this Dremel and find out where it failed and see what made it so good. All right, let's get started. All right, so first things first, this little attachment here is definitely going to be reused on the next one that we have. This gives you the ability to work it like a pen. It gives you a lot more flexibility, and you don't have to worry about the tool itself getting involved with the workpiece. But we're going to take this off real easy, and we're going to use that for the next one. That just comes off real easy with this little cap, and then it slides out the grommet here. This little dealie just need to disconnect. That slides right out. All right, so that one we'll be using in the next iteration of our Dremel, our Dremel journey, if you will. This old connector here, they have a number of these different sizes that you can get different connectors and whatnot in there, but it's been, you can see it's been rubbed. It's not really flat much anymore, but man, this thing really worked. So let's go ahead just to give you some background why this thing died. I was cutting a piece of aluminum stock. It was 1/8 inch aluminum. I was using that cutoff wheel with a little pen attachment, and it was starting to drag. It was dragging, and I was kind of balancing it between how much pressure that it was putting on the machine and how much the wheel was spinning, and it just got so hot that it finally cooked it off. Actually, flames were coming out of these ports, and flames and sparks and smoke. It was really very dramatic. After the fact, I tried it again to see if it would start up again, and it didn't. So I have a feeling that the first thing that we should look at is these ports right here that probably give you access to the brushes. These brushes right here are what the motor uses to get the electricity on either side. They come right off. They have a little spring that keeps them connected. Should be able just to pull that brush right out. Here we go. There's plenty of play left in those brushes. Same on this side. Once you pull that spring off, these brushes become available. This has a little coarse. It's not nearly as flat or polished as it should be right here, but it's still plenty of length left, plenty of life left in those brushes. Looking down inside there, you can see the commutator that's in there. It would receive the signal from the brushes. Those are pretty smooth. I don't see anything really that bad in there. All right, so let's go ahead and get to taking this thing apart. Let's see if we can find access ports. We have some star screws here. Let me get some star screwdriver. All right, let's take these babies out. Let me preface this first off by stating the obvious, and that this is not normally a serviceable component. You're not intended to take these apart. In this case, this thing is burned up and it doesn't spin anymore, and so we're taking it apart just to see what's in there. But I wouldn't recommend or condone doing this with intent to maintain an existing one. I don't think that there are any maintainable products or parts in here other than those brushes that I showed earlier, and they have really easy little access ports. The brushes have these little access ports. So don't take this as a recommendation to maintain your Dremel tool by taking it apart. There. Now all your lawyers can sit down. Okay. That's those taken apart. Let's pull this thing off. There we go. Alright, let's see if this thing will come apart. You can see with the little knob is already just volunteered. Okay. There we go. There is the inside of a Dremel. You can see there's the main bearing right here. Here's the drive motor. This is the cooling fan right here. Yeah, I think feels like the drive motor must have thrown some wires off on it because it's kind of rough. And then here's the driven pulley, the bearing back here. This is the rear bearing. These bearings really held up over the years. These RPMs of these things pull. They just forever. These bearings have to put up with that. So this is a little button. This little button would have been right up here. And when you need to tighten the grommet up here, you need to engage this little point. That little point would slide in and engage into the shaft right here. See the little hole right there? That little shaft would go down in there and make it so that you can tighten your swage lock or whatever this thing is. Alright, so let's pull this over here. Let's see if we can pull the motor out. There we go. Alright. Alright, there's the motor. If you look inside, you can see that that thing is very badly. Whoops. There goes the little rubber dealie. So you can see this burned up. These probably got way overheated and just flashed over, and all the insulator on there, the insulating material that would have been on these coil wrappings, has burned off. That's where the flames were. So the reason why this failed was I was not minding it, and it got too hot and had a little bit of a core meltdown. There we go. Here's the end of it. But this thing is very well manufactured. You can see these little slots. These are balance points where they make this so that it can spin without any vibration. The only thing that I did wrong was cooked it off. It got too hot. Alright, so here you can see the brushes were running on this surface here, and even that was getting kind of rough right in here. Alright, so let's see what makes this thing tick and why is it so dependable. So one of the things about the Dremel that I always liked was the variable speed. This little variable speed rheostat right here works on the circuit board here that provides alternate power so you can have different speeds. But there's not a whole lot of wire going between here and the motor. It's not a lot of amperage that actually gets run through these wires, I don't imagine. But this is the device that would take 120 volts AC and convert it at different rates to give you a variable speed. This little device right here is the switch. It's a little slider that would move the switch back and forth. That switch is engaged right here. This is your switch. See this right here? That turns the switch on and off. That little click, little micro switch. So that's the mechanism right there. You can see, my goodness, look at all the smoke. This is these are the permanent magnets. I don't know if you can see over the years, cutting metal has created this dust, this metal dust that's collected along these permanent magnets. You can see that. But I guess that's something that you have to be careful for. You don't want to collect metal dust in there, but the cool thing is that the metal dust didn't get inside and mess with anything, so that's all good. So anyway, there you go. That's the inside of my Dremel. There's really not a lot of recyclable parts, but I will be in the market. Oh my gosh, look at all the smoke. It just caught on fire. I will be in the market for a new Dremel, and I'm not going to get something other than a Dremel because this product has been so good over the years. I'm going to stick with the brand, and we'll get another Dremel when we get on to that point. But I hope this gives you a good insight into your Dremel, and maybe if you know the sacrificing my Dremel, you can tell when it starts to get hot, give it a break, let it cool down, and it'll last forever. Otherwise, you'll burn it up like I did mine. All right, so that's the inside guts of a Dremel 400 XPR, and there's some little maintenance tips that you can take on how to maintain and can keep yours running for decades longer than mine. That's all I have. Take it easy.